but from Polygon. And this begins our kind of covering of the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, they had a lot of stuff.
There was quite a bit of stuff, and you're welcome, because I combed through the Nintendo website, which is a mess if you're curious.
Oh, it's hot garbage.
But Polygon's website is not, and it's the most important announcement is Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo Switch is coming this year. So they told us at the Direct, if you didn't see that and you're a Nintendo fan, you missed out.
Yeah, you did.
So the Switch version of Super Smash Bros. Will be released this year and apparently includes the Squid Kids from Splatoon. Otherwise, Nintendo was light on details. In a news release, the company referred to the title as Nintendo Switch Super Smash Bros. And noted that recognizable faces like Mario, Link, and the Inklings from Splatoon series appear in the teaser, which is posted above in the link below.
Yep.
The teaser was really cool.
It was cool. It started off as a...
it looked like a Splatoon teaser at first.
She was just like shooting Splatoon. They had just come off of announcing some DLC for Splatoon 2 with some new costumes and things like that. And then they just went straight into this. You're thinking, okay, cool, more Splatoon 2 stuff. Okay, I didn't think we had enough. And then she just transitions into like a black room and turns
goes
around.
dark.
Yeah. And then you could see like the logo like coming... the reflection in her eye like zooms in,
and then you saw like a silhouette of Mario like standing in the wind, and then it went to Link, and I was like,
and it was
this
Breath
is
of the Wild.
Cool.
It was Breath of the Wild Link, too,
yeah,
not just any Link, which is important. And then it zooms out to the big fiery logo, and then title screen, and then 2018. So very cool way to do it. No one knew it was coming. I think we all knew that Smash was going to be this year. It's not a huge surprise. It's been, a full year on the Switch. We hadn't heard it all about, so we knew it was going to be coming soon. And they
the big question was
like to announce stuff super early, so we knew it was going to be coming. But it's nice to have confirmation.
Yeah, I think the big question that everybody had was, are we going to get a new Smash, or are we going to get a remastered version of Smash from the Wii U? The Wii U?
Yeah, Wii U.
So
I would assume that it's going to be a new one.
Everything looks like it's going to be new.
Yeah.
So they're calling it the Switch Smash, not Smash Wii U Deluxe.
Remastered Deluxe Edition.
Yeah.
With Super
Kart
DLC.
8.
So that'll be cool. Just look for that. We're really excited. I like Smash. Never owned one to play. The same exact thing with like Super Mario Kart and Super Mario Brothers and all that kind of Nintendo stuff. I haven't owned that stuff before. So.
If only we had some kind of virtual console so we could play the old one.
Gosh, I wonder if anyone could ever figure that out.
Maybe when they figure that out, they can also get rid of stupid friend codes.
That's right.
Next stuff that came out in the Direct. So this is going to be an ongoing list of things that came out in the Nintendo Direct, things that were announced. So Smash was first up, which we already have talked about. Mario Tennis Aces, June 22nd.
So we saw a little bit about this in the first main Direct of the year, but we didn't see much more. But we did get a release date, June 22nd. I am personally excited for this. Mario Tennis is always really cool.
Yeah. Never played it, but
I mean, it's like tennis, but fun. Just in a nutshell. It's not super like simulator based, but it's more Mario. Like if it's a Mario game, I'm going to put money into it. That's just how it is.
True. Mario is always a win. And speaking of always win, WarioWare Gold coming to 3DS August 3rd.
Yep.
So
it's supposed to be the biggest collection of WarioWare minigames yet.
Yeah.
Which I would hope so. You should only add to stuff as you make it, but
it's true.
Whatever.
Detective Pikachu for 3DS on March 23rd.
Yeah, this came out for Japanese audiences under a slightly different name that I don't know. 2 years ago, and we didn't really hear anything about it. And then there was rumors in January we'd be seeing it in March, and we got confirmation in the Direct. So March 23rd for 3DS. It's you're a human and you have a Pokemon sidekick as a detective, and that's
specifically Pikachu.
Yeah, specifically. So I have no idea what to expect in that game, but I don't want it.
Yes.
Kirby Star Allies for Switch. We talked about demos available now. Launches March 16th. It's kind of a surprise that it comes that quick. But it's a very welcome surprise.
Let's talk about Dark Souls, which we knew was coming to the Switch. The Dark Souls 1 remaster that's coming to Switch, Xbox One, and PC. Or PS4. The other P. I'm not going to get it on... I'm not going to get Dark Souls on the Switch. I'm going to get it on my PlayStation. But they also announced there's going to be a Dark Souls amiibo.
Yeah.
So it's the dude doing the Praise the Sun emote.
Yeah.
And so I'm
should be
I
interesting.
don't have any amiibos, and I haven't really been interested in them, but I might get that one.
Yeah. There's a few I've had my eye on, but that one sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, July 13th. Got a release date for that. It's Toad. Toad game.
It's Captain Toad.
But it's going to include a few Super Mario Odyssey levels, which is kind of cool.
New Donk City and another one I forgot.
Yeah, I don't remember the other one, but that'll be cool. That'll be one that we'll pick up, I'm sure.
Undertale, which doesn't seem like a huge surprise. It looks like it'd be at home on the Switch.
Yeah,
honestly,
it does.
The end of the trailer said coming eventually.
Yeah,
that's all it said.
They did say later on it was 2018 was what they're targeting, which makes sense. It came to consoles recently. It was originally released back in 2015. It's not a graphically intense game, so it's very much almost looks like a text-based game.
Yeah.
So it's different. It's very different for an RPG. I have no interest in it, but it just doesn't look
I
interesting.
need to look into it more because I've heard so many people be like, I love Undertale, and I've just never looked into it. So I might check it out. Up next is the Insane Trilogy, Crash Bandicoot.
This one surprised me. We'd heard a rumor about Insane Trilogy coming to Xbox later in the year, which makes sense, making money off of it. But this going to the Switch first was kind of a shock to me.
This kind of seems like just Sony thumbing its nose at Xbox.
Oh, it definitely is.
Like, hey, look what we did.
It definitely is. This is the first time Crash Bandicoot's on Nintendo. Honestly, it's the first time they're not just on Sony.
Not PlayStation.
So it's cool. It'll be neat. July 10th is what they're saying for that. So look out for it.
Yep. And on May 18th, we got Little Nightmares. I think we had heard about this before. Little Nightmares coming to consoles and such.
I'll say it's on PS4 and Xbox.
So it's on the current.
But coming to Switch is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So May 18th for that one.
Yep. And last up, South Park: The Fractured But Whole on April 24th.
Yeah.
So this is, if you were curious and didn't go to news sites today like I did, pretty much every news site was like, every other article was like, hey, this is coming to Switch. And I got it from the Nintendo page, and as I'm sitting there gathering news from the Nintendo page, I saw separate articles for like each of the games. I'm like, I'm not sure each one of these bears a full article in mind. Like, I understand like get clicks on your website, but I didn't find one website other than Nintendo that did a full like, here's what was announced in the direct.
Yep. And it's just how it goes sometimes. Crappy reporting.
You all.
You.
Uh-oh.
You should fix that.
This is awkward.
Pause.
Why you do this?
That was weird.
That was weird. It's not supposed to do that. Sorry, everybody. Still recording.
Yeah.
We're trying a new recording setup once again.
Right.
I got this cool little recorder that we can just run HDMI out of the camera and capture it straight to the computer. And the way it works is we're not recording like back up on the camera anymore.
Yeah.
So
this was the backup. Now it's the primary. So
yeah, because it looks fine. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So other than that particular glitch,
moving on.
All right. From Kotaku, last Friday night, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds received a patch dedicated to anti-cheat measures. Many players are reporting that this patch has resulted in their inability to launch the PUBG client.
Womp, womp, womp.
Others are saying that the game has taken a massive performance hit. So
you could say this game's taking a dump.
Yeah, we made the joke earlier that you can't cheat in PUBG if you can't play.
Yeah.
Oh, man. As of this morning, it still seems that PUBG Corporation are trying to figure out what has gone wrong. In a forum post titled, Regarding Our Latest Anti-Cheat Update, a community coordinator named PUBG Hawkins is asking community players to dump and submit their misinfo32 files in order to help the company understand that the nature of the problem. This misinfo32 file is an inventory list of hardware and software properties on your computer. So just PUBG Corp doesn't know why this is happening. They just know that it's happening and they don't know how to fix it.
Yeah. I'm reading. I've got the forum post here. It just makes me laugh.
Yep. Lead community manager on Reddit noted that internal tests have pointed to certain types of programs, such as antivirus softwares or productivity software, as possible culprits in performance issues in the game. Just turn off your antivirus when you get online.
Yeah. Make sure you close your Excel spreadsheets. Like, come on now. How many times did that legitimate? Oh man, somebody was working on their spreadsheets and trying to play PUBG, and it crashed. It's clearly Excel's fault.
You know, Excel is a ram hog. PUBG Corporation announced in a tweet that they are rolling back the patch that has caused so much grief for players. Man, dude, this is getting ridiculous.
It's funny. There's a sentence in the forum post. It says, "We released a patch yesterday without going through any maintenance to add some new anti-cheat features." Like, okay, that seemed like a good idea, doesn't it?
This is back to like the.
It's like, did you even test this?
This makes me think of the Destiny 2 thing that came out there with the laser tag weekend.
Oh,
when that came out, they're like, "Sorry,
way OP.
we're gonna come in and we're gonna properly playtest this." Be like, "Why didn't you playtest it before you sent it out?"
Yeah,
like this seems simple. This is a patch. Give it to your office. Hey, everybody, take 30. Let's go play a match. And they hop in and they're like, I can't launch the game." Like, that seems like a problem. It's gonna be really hard to play PUBG when you can't play PUBG.
Because they're asking people to submit their system specs. I'm like, Do you guys have one test machine with all the same stuff and it didn't how did you test
They
this?
apparently have a supercomputer ready to run
You were
PUBG at all
making
times.
millions of dollars off this game. How many tests just have one of every like video card and one of like every process? That's like 30 machines. How is this difficult? Like it just blows my mind that you just can't even figure this out. Like,
I'm sure you could get people to volunteer to come in and play PUBG for you.
Sucks. Send us your entire list of everything that's on your system. This is fine. Just copy. It's fine.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like it's going to be a nightmare at all for somebody to have to sort through that
It's a
crap.
nightmare.
Like, oh, well, this person couldn't launch the client, and here's what their system is. But this person couldn't launch the client, here's what their system is. You know what's in common with these two systems? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, that explains why I can't fix the problem.
Yeah, before they started getting some backlash, they on their post they said, "We will not be removing our recent patch in order to keep blocking cheats effectively." So,
Yeah.
they obviously changed their tone on it later. But man, it's just
We're
I don't
just
know
going
how
to
you
block
don't know
all
how to
players
just patch
effectively.
games. Like it's oh my gosh, it's like you
Like,
didn't even test it.
We have gotten past
So
the grace
annoying.
period for PUBG at this point. Like, it's still janky.
Yep.
And from what we hear, people play,
On
they
it.
say, like, it's getting better,
Mhm.
but it's still, like, a high level of jank.
Yeah,
And for a game you pay for, and a game that is in the top 3 most concurrent players on Steam,
Mhm.
like, there's constantly people playing this game. Like, you're making money from it.
mm-hmm.
Pay people to fix it.
Yeah.
You do not have to do it yourself.
I don't understand.
There are devs
like, what's
all over the world looking for jobs. They will fix it.
It's insane. So it's just I can't believe it keeps happening. So Xbox performance still reportedly sucks.
Oh, big
So,
surprise.
Big surprise. I have no idea if this. I don't think this impacted. I think this is just a PC patch.
Yeah.
So, I mean that's
You can't cheat on Xbox.
It's true.
Fact.
Anyway,
You can quote us on that. We're inverted reality and we're never wrong.
hashtag Bayonetta.
I want a shirt someday that says Bayonetta is the best JRPG. just to see what kind of arguments we can start.
Bayonetta is a piss poor JRPG. That's what it would be. That's what the shirt has to say.
Bayonetta sucks as a JRPG. It was like, just da-da-da-da-da. And then it'll turn around the back and says, we're never wrong. Be like, is it a good JRPG? Well, no. All right.
I love it.
Point proven. Speaking of point proven, from Eurogamer. Oh my gosh. Black Ops 4 got its release date.
So I have the logo, but I want to build up to it.
Yeah, so-
because I was pretty excited for this logo. Let me tell you,
It's
I
odd.
can't even.
So, interestingly, the Treyarch developed Black Ops 4 comes out on the 12th of October. So, which is ahead of Call of Duty's normal November release slot and ahead of Rockstar's Redemption 2, which comes out on the 26th of October. There's no detail in the game so far. Save do it's out on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, and a community event is planned for the 17th of May. Man, it throws me off seeing the number first and then the month. It looks like the PC version will be available on Blizzard's Battle.net, so that's a new thing.
Yeah.
And the logo, though, is confirmed, and yes, it really does look like that.
Now it's funny because before I show it, they had a leak like the day before, and it was a picture of James Harden. He's an NBA player, if you don't know, and he was walking into the arena for a game, and he had on a hat with this logo, and everyone was like, "That's the Call of Duty logo," and it just went viral, right? And then like a day later is when they announced it, and people couldn't believe that this is actually the logo.
Fours.
It's just 4.
There was
things.
an article that I admittedly did not read that was about this logo.
Yeah.
And like talking to historians about why it is like this. And obviously probably because a 1 and a V would look really stupid.
I mean, it
but-
would. I would give you that.
Like
Well,
I
it's-
understand, but it just since they were going for this Roman numeral look and then went to
Yeah.
4.
I'm just like, man, it's just not how you do it. Ugh. I don't know. So we don't know when it's supposed to be set.
What happens when it's 5? Do they split it again? 5
That'd be
equal
ridiculous.
pieces?
It'd have to be.
They
a
just
V,
keep going until
right?
like there was a Reddit post that was like Call of Duty Black Ops 30 was just a barcode.
Well, I saw people like writing out like different games if they did that. So Final Fantasy 15 was like 15 nights. Yeah.
That's really funny. I thought it was we saw the release date for this last week or whatever.
Right.
I don't think we talked about it on the show, but it was interesting to see it coming out in October.
Yeah.
And so we're seeing like the dethroning of the giant to avoid in the fall, because it was always like, don't put out your game in or around November.
Right.
Like within the first week or two of November, Call of Duty is going to launch and no one will buy your game.
Yep.
That happened to a few games that launched like the day after Call of Duty because they're idiots.
Yeah,
And-
Battlefield learned from it. They changed their release dates so they stopped lining up with them. So
Yeah.
they're a couple weeks apart. Normally.
But now we're seeing game like Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of those things that if they went and they wanted to launch on the same day as Call of Duty, they would win.
yeah,
100%.
And it's not that it's an overlap of audiences or anything like that. It's just it's a game that has that built-in following that is much wider than the people that play Call of Duty regularly. So we saw, we don't have it on the show today, but Days Gone got pushed back to 2019. We didn't get any official word. We just know that Sony changed it on their website from 2018 to 2019, and people reached out for comment, and they said, "Yep, we changed that." And then that's all we know. And so everything it indicates that it's not a game delay. It's the fact that they wanted to get out of that fall slot because you've got God of War, you've got Detroit, you've got Spider-Man that's probably still first half of the year, right? Then you've got all your third parties like Call of Duty, you got Battlefield, you got Red Dead Redemption 2, which is a huge thing. Where does Days Gone fit into that? Like it doesn't. You can't stick it in October because you got Call of Duty. You got Battlefield 5, which is supposed to be sometime in October as well. Battlefield V, or Battlefield. I'm a stupid namer who just gave up on names. Battlefield V, freaking stupid. Probably World War II. Blah. Anyways, you've got all
There's not a lot
these
of passion in
games.
that rant.
No, you've got all these games in the fall. It's like, where do you put it? So Days Gone's like, well, we'll just go back to 2019. They're going to pull Horizon Zero Dawn, right? Game's finished. Game's hitting all its marks. Let's just stick it in February. There's nothing in February. And boom, now you've got this huge system seller later on. So that's how the scale of game has changed. You think about when the first Black Ops released versus when the fourth one releases. And granted, it's a time difference of, oh, that's disgusting to think about.
2010.
Yeah. So the time difference of a long time. But that's just the nature of the business now. So
Yeah.
it's a good thing. It's nice to see.
I wonder if next year Call of Duty jumps back into November, or they're like, we're going to take the October slot now. We're going to be beginning of October instead of beginning of November now.
I think it just depends on what games come out and how their
Yeah.
sales numbers for this do. I think the Black Ops is kind of like the fan favorite. Everyone points to like, well, the last good game was Black Ops 3, right? Because you had Advanced Warfare, which no one really liked, and you had Infinite Warfare, which we liked, but it just didn't have staying power.
No.
So it's like, okay, well, Black Ops is back in Treyarch's hand. That's kind of like the best developer for Call of Duty. Are they going to be able to do it well? Like, what's the time period? Is it going to be back in the Vietnam era? Is it going to be like near future? Is it going to be now?
I
Like,
heard it was modern day.
what are we? So yeah, we're assuming it's modern day, but we don't. No one really knows for
Yeah.
sure. So Black Ops has always been that like, kind of, sort of in this time frame. So what do we see from that? So it'll be interesting to see going forward how it affects it. I think that they will, if the game does well, they might keep their release date. And the only reason they moved it is because they knew they wouldn't make as much money. So,
Yeah.
Because if you're
there's
going
something-
to the store and you see Red Dead Redemption 2, the first, the sequel that has been coming for like 8 years, or you see the latest Call of Duty, which is there every year, which one are you going to pick? You're probably going to pick Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
So
And if it does bad this year, I wonder if we see the changing of Call of Duty from being an annualized franchise.
nope,
'Cause that would be great.
That's going to stay for a while. I almost guarantee you. You have different developers doing it, and people are buying them anyways.
Yeah.
It does it like World War II, for example, is the best Call of Duty they've had in years. So it's like, okay, well, we just recycled it and put it in World War II. We played it. It was Call of Duty, and they made a killing on it. So there's no reason for them until people stop buying it. I don't think there's any reason for them to stop it.
Yeah.
Especially because they could just be like, oh, we're not repeating every year. It's different developers now. So next year will be.
Yeah, it's just
Not
a cop
sledgehammer,
out way
but
to
the other
say
one.
that we're doing it differently.
It's very
Anyways,
true.